folks, we're back. And unfortunately, we gotta go straight on back to Solitude. Ain't that right, buddy? Because I am the smartest man to ever live. Get a free blessing. Let's see. So we will be going back up to Solitude. Let me go ahead and remove that so there's no confusion. I think while I'm there, I might as well stop and get some more quests. Or at the very least, I'll visit all the shops and see if there's anything worthwhile. Because I do have plenty of money. Let's see. How am I doing? Keep that charged up. Oh, what have I got? 12. Okay, 26 damage. Work on leveling my conjuration a little bit too. I need more alteration spells, because there's some really good perks later on in alteration that I want to get to. Is it this one? Let's see. Oops. Wow, that's powerful. Was it not alteration? That's pretty good. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's not this one. Oh, here it is. Yeah, alter self. Choose 2 resistances to increase by 25%. This right here is the perk that I'm really after. So since I'm not sure, and I'll probably get, I don't really need the Philosopher's Stone perk. That feels like a wasted perk. But I'm definitely going to, once I get to Alteration 40, grab Alter Self Resistances. And I will go ahead and grab... Guess I'm pretty good. Save that perk. Because once I get Destruction 50, I'll be able to get some significantly better perks in the Destruction tree. And right now my shock spells will be hitting a lot harder because of the rain, I believe. Doesn't appear to pop up here. Well, the only, let's see, so this is 175 base magic. Yeah, I need to put like the next 3 levels into magic. My reasoning for that is, hi Misty, my reasoning for that is Come on, get up here. I want to get to 350, I think, base magic as quick as possible. Maybe not even that high, maybe just 300, but... because once you get there, I don't think there's a lot of spells that require anything more. And you can use enchantments to fortify your spell casting to a point where it's easier to cast those anyway, you know, by using reduction items. And having the Madness Helmet of Recovery is a pretty good item. Although getting it was pretty close to the bane of my existence. I'm sure you all saw my last episode, and don't worry, my infrequent uploads was not due to frustration. I go through a lot of cycles at working the night shift, and sometimes I have to take care of a lot of stuff during the day that cuts into a lot of time I would normally be recording. So I tend to fall behind from time to time. But that's okay. If I get better with time management, that shouldn't be an issue. Well, what can you do? Gotta live life. I'm so tempted to just vaporize this elk. But I don't want to. I don't need the food right now. And any food that I do need, I can grab from the farm. Make a bunch of fortify health potions. I was thinking about getting the alchemy perk that as you eat different ingredients, like you gain all 4 of the effects, but the more I thought about it, the more I didn't think it was worth it. And my reasoning behind that is, you only get 80 perks, really, and you want them to be all as effective as possible. It's part of the reason I never perk into heavy armor, because you can get a higher heavy armor rating. I think you can get it up to like thousands if you want, but that doesn't actually protect you more. If I remember correctly, 586 is the natural armor cap. Anything higher than 586 doesn't reduce incoming physical damage. You can only reduce physical damage by, I think, 80%, and I think that you get that 80% at 586. I can't remember, it's been a long time since I've read the game guide. So, but I'll look into that and get back to you, but I'm fairly certain that that's how it is. And so anything beyond that, like if you want to do it for, oh, look how high I can get my armor rating as just kind of a flex, then that makes perfect sense. But I'm going to try to be a little bit more practical. Largely just because I don't want to waste the perks, especially with Ordinator. Now there's so many more perks to get, so that in the schools that I'm focusing on, or skills, because I already know I'm going to have to dump a lot into enchanting and a lot into alchemy and smithing, which is going to reduce my character's combat effectiveness. And I was looking at the one-handed perks, and they make perfect sense if I wasn't using a combat mod like Wildcat, because I don't know, I need to alter the settings maybe a little bit, because everything's kind of a glass cannon. So maybe that's something to look into in the settings. So me having like a really high one-handed skill and doing bleed and like backing out and re-engaging in fights is not something that's very feasible, because they chase you down and make sure they get the final word, so to speak. So it's not exactly worth it for me to focus that heavily on one-handed skills. Although maybe I should look more into the heavy armor and other skill trees. Speech is probably good to perk into as well, just for the later benefits. You don't really get that many persuasion checks in the game. You know, there's not a lot of opportunities to use speech in that manner, but you do get a lot of profit off of it. Man, I'm going the wrong way. I just need to follow this to Dragon Bridge. Shows you how absent-minded I've been. And restoration, I don't think that I will perk into restoration a lot unless it gives me another resistance perk. I might get it just to get respite, but you know, 3 perk points here, 3 perk points there, 4 there, and all of a sudden you wasted 10 of your points. And at some point I'm gonna have to level light armor all the way up to 100 as well. So I think I need to find some light armor gauntlets or something so that that can be kind of passively leveling, because it's a pain to level your armor skills all the way up to 100. I guess it'd be a lot easier if you trained them, but after a while training gets so prohibitively expensive that it's not really worth it. Let's see what he's got to say. You an enemy?
I'm warning you, back off.
Oh, it's just a novice.
Here we go.
Oh. That was easy. Free skill book. I will take all of your ingredients. Dead Imperial. Oh, it's starting to get cold standing out in the rain. Oh no. I hear him, but I don't see him. I might stop in at the inn for a few minutes just to warm up, but Solitude is so close that I guess it doesn't really matter. I do need to take myself over to High Hrothgar as well. Oh, here's Tolsgar. Because the thing about High Hrothgar, at least for this playthrough, is once I start going up there, I'm probably going to just go ahead and power it out, because you have to go back up there like 4 times just walking up there. And once you take the main quest to a certain point, I think it's like right after the raid on the Thalmor Embassy, you wind up having to negotiate this peace settlement between the Empire and the Stormcloaks. So, you know, before you do that, you want to finish the main Stormcloak quest.
What could it mean?
So it kind of incentivizes you to do the Civil War quest before you finish the main quest. Now, my own headcanon, so you know, you feel free to take this with a grain of salt, but
Won't argue your ear off about which one should go first.
alright, he's just having a grand old time.
Hail, friend. It's good to see another merry soul enjoying this fine day.
Ah, yes.
Ah, but you look tired. Come, share a bottle of honey brew mead with me?
Honning brew mead?
You've never had a taste of sweet honey brew? Why, it's only the finest mead outside of Sovngarde. Its sweetness is like a fair maiden's kiss on a starry night. And it's got enough kick to put a frost troll on his hind quarters. But enough talk. Come, won't you share a drink with me and my companions?
I'd love to share a drink with you, friend.
Ah, nothing like buying spirits to help raise your spirits. Cheers, my friend. May your adventures find you fame and fortune.
Thanks, partner. Now, I'm fairly certain that I've gone over this at some point in the past in another video, but I'm going to go over it again because I don't remember. So, feel free to correct me in the comments if I'm just reiterating old points for no reason. If you side with the Stormcloaks, you take an axe from Ulfric and bring it to Jarl Balgruuf. He has this big argument with all of his advisors, and then he returns the axe to Ulfric and sides with the Imperials. And he does that both ways. So if you side with the Imperials, you go negotiate with him, and he decides to side with the Imperials again. So no matter which playthrough you do, it will become, at some point when Whiterun is forced to the table, which they will be, it becomes Solitude, Morthal, Markarth, Falkreath, and Whiterun against Dawnstar, Winterhold, Windhelm, and Riften. So they own the center now. And then they can just take Dawnstar immediately. And after Dawnstar falls, it's not all that hard to isolate Windhelm. Dawnstar and then Riften, if you take these two, then reinforcements have to come all the way around. Well, I guess they can go through this mountain pass, but Whiterun holds the key to the whole Civil War, effectively. And he sides with the Imperials. Jarl Balgruuf sides with the Imperials. Because he's one of the few... He's like one of the only intelligent Jarls, really, when you actually sit down and speak with him. Him and Jarl Idgrod Ravencrone from Morthal. But perhaps she's not as intelligent as she is wise, and there is a distinction to be made there. You can meet a great deal of smart people in your life, but they'll have absolutely no wisdom. And you can meet a great deal of very wise people in your life that intuitively find their way through it, that have no semblance of intelligence. As in all things, balance is the key. The Dragonborn is off picking flowers. I think I'm going to do the Companions quest soon as well. Is he... How do I get down there? Oh, here we go. I don't want to be a werewolf, but now that I know how to cure it, because I got a comment the other day, I can cure my werewolfism, my wolfism. And that will be great. What?
By the gods, it's true, isn't it? The dragon is
Well, to be fair, those mere men had a Dragonborn and a Dunmerry spell sword helping them, so never underestimate the power of magic. Is this quest like glitched out? Is he up in Solitude? Let's keep looking. He'll turn up eventually. Yeah, the air is very cold. Is this just a random bandit camp? What's going on here? Poison shadows. A cooking pot. Various other random items. Ooh, salt pile. Okay, guess that's it. And we need to find this man. One of my personal favorite quests in this game is actually, well, I like all the Daedric quests are pretty memorable. But my favorite of the Daedric quests is probably a toss-up between Azura's Star and Hircine's quest, because that location, Bloated Man's Grotto, is really cool to see with the blood moon rising, and it's just fantastic. Okay, you're not
You
hostile.
really should be more careful with the spells you cast.
Stada, you must be the one who sent that note.
Indeed.
I believe I have what you're looking for.
Very well. Here, take this for your troubles.
I suppose this is goodbye.
It would seem so.
That's it? Oh. Okay. That's it, huh? The cheese to die for. Now, what does your helmet do? Is it any good? Increases your stamina by 70 points. 3% chance to critical strike. I do believe the Madness helmet is better for my character, but if you're playing a warrior, that's fantastic. Hey. Give me your butterfly wings. Well, what have we here? Rats. Nice. So many tongs. What's all this about? Raw beef and salt pile. It's good cooked food, I guess. Not too shabby. Look at all these horkers up here. Come here. Do I want to mess with the horkers? Nah, I'll leave them be. They haven't done anything to bother me. Solitude is so cool. Riften is really nice too. Some of the cities in this game really got a lot of effort put into them. God, I can't wait for the Elder Scrolls 6. I hope I'm able to upgrade my graphics card before it comes out. I upgraded everything but the graphics card in my computer. When the prices weren't so crazy like they are now. I mean, now you try to do any upgrades and it's obscene how much everything costs these days, but I'm preaching to the proverbial choir on that. Everyone is pretty well aware of how expensive things are. If you haven't been living under a rock, then you've been paying rent, which means you know how expensive it's got. Fulganther. Alright, well. None of these camps have a fire. Okay, guess he doesn't want to be caught. And what have we here? looking for an amulet. That looks like not my problem. At least not right now. Because I need to go back up to Solitude. Going to rent a room. And do some other various assorted quests. Sorry, mud crab. Crab meat is so good. Haven't had crab in a long time. Come on. So, we're going to take the carriage back to Whiterun. Because walking back there is quite the trip. Just go ahead and discover some effects real quick. So swamp fungal pods and glowing mushrooms will make a resist shock potion. I promise you I'm going to forget that before long, but that's cool. Just catch fish right there. Now, grab all this. And hopefully no slaughterfish decide to make me their muse here shortly. We've got a lumber mill up here. Give me your Dartwing. Ooh, a campfire. I actually need to stand there for a minute and restore some of my stats here. So as we gather by the campfire, let us consider what we should do next. There is a quest we can do for the Gilder Green. Danica Pure Spring. I want to finish up my business in Whiterun, and there's a lot of quests there that I haven't done yet. Oh boy.
I've been looking for you. Got something I'm supposed to deliver. Your hands only.
Is that right?
Let's see here. Looks like that's it. Got to go.
Alright. I guess he gave me nothing? Okay,
As if Skyrim didn't have enough outsiders. Now we've got mercenaries from Hammerfest.
alright, he's a little bit scared of outsiders. Look at that. The auroras. You know, fun fact, you can see those from the northern points in Alaska. Give you a reference as to how far and large Alaska is away from the rest of us. That's a place I'd love to visit. Feels like one of the last real frontiers that hasn't been exploited and dredged up by people yet. I would love to see Alaska.
Bit late to be wandering around, isn't it?
Just taking a carriage ride, man.
Need a ride? Where do you want to go? Climb and back and we'll be off.
Take me to Whiterun.
Get up there. Nice weather for a ride. Hope it lasts.
Yeah, no kidding. Yep, drained and hungry. What else would you be after a long carriage ride? just eat some potato soup. Wow, it's so much lighter out here. Alright. Ooh, yeah, that's a Dwemer ruin. I'm not ready for that yet. Persuade the legate. Attend the banquet feast. Greybeards. Tamed goat. I should have done that when I was in Rorikstead. Speak to Risad. Yeah, see, they don't mark his location, though. Whoops. At least if they do, I'm not aware of it. Yeah, I don't remember. I think he wanders this portion of Skyrim. The eastern portion. So, at some point, I'll have to go speak with Rasad. If I run into him, that would be ideal, but in my travels. But I haven't done a lot over that direction. And apparently there was a book, I was reading some of the comments. There's a book that I missed in the Bannered Mare. So I need to go back to the Bannered Mare, snag that book.
Trouble?
No, man, no trouble. There's so many guards at Whiterun. Like, all the other holds don't feel as guarded. When you go there, well, Falkreath has a lot of guards, actually, too. But it's pretty interesting. I guess they have to. They are in the middle of everything. So,
Spare a coin for a poor old beggar.
sure thing, man.
My favorite. Oh, thank you. Divines bless your kind heart.
So I'm gonna go snag this book. There's the helper of
Do you
the...
get to the cloud?
Oh, Nazim. I wonder if that guy is still doing those
Come
videos
on
day
in.
1296 of
Take a
killing
seat
Nazim
and get the
until
cold out.
the Elder Scrolls 6.
If it's work you need, how about chopping up some wood for the fires?
Is it this? No. A table in the back of the Bannered Mare. Oh.
Come to Olava for a reading, did you? Sorry, pup. But
No.
I'm not quite in the mood.
That's okay, Olava. Okay, well, I read that. Table in the back. What am I missing here? No. Okay, well, excuse me.
Oh, I tell the future, all right. When I feel up to the task, that is. But I'm afraid my energies haven't quite peaked yet today.
I did the Mshara's diary. Let's go up to Sadia's room. Maybe it's back here. Thief of Virtue? No? Well, I'm lost on it. I think that I've done all the Bannered Mare quests, but well, if I missed it, I guess put it back in the
This
comments.
is a local favorite and one of the first songs I ever learned. Ragnar the Red.
Oh boy. Sven and his 2 songs. Alright. So, who has quests?
It's a fine day with you around.
Well, thank you. How flattering. There's the companions.
I ain't done.
There's the Gildergreen, which I'm not ready for. And this is the Temple of Kinnereth, yes. And there's the local priest. And there's a quest you can do here that I don't think gets done a lot. You can go into the Hall of the Dead and speak with the priest, who is nowhere to be seen. Yeah, I know, Miko. I'm looking for him, but I don't see him either. Maybe he's actually in the hall itself. Oh, yeah. Because there's skeletons in here, so... I was really hoping he wouldn't reach me. But you can kill the skeletons and he gives you like $5 and an amulet. It's not much, but it's just neat that there's a little quest you can do. That's so sad. I think we're gonna be bringing her back at some point. Oh, neat. I'll probably never actually do all those because, for one, I don't have fast travel, and trying to do the Stones of Baron's Eye without fast travel, I don't actually think I've ever done it because there was never an achievement associated with it, so I never cared to do it really. Oh, now you spawned in. Well, let's talk to him and see if we can get the reward.
Tell me, do you believe in mighty Arche, god of life and death?
Oh, I'm not sure. Tell me about him.
Well, as I said, Arche is the god of life and death. You'll find his temples and halls of the dead all across Tamriel. Priests of Arche, such as myself, perform rites for the dead and sometimes console the bereaved. We also keep a constant vigil against those who practice the vile arts of necromancy. I asked the question because I was hoping you might be able to help me recover something I've lost.
What did you lose?
My amulet of Arche. It's the source of my divine powers and also a sacred badge of office. I misplaced it in the catacombs. I'd looked for it, but I have been hearing noises down there. I fear the dead have become restless. Without that amulet, I'm powerless to confront them. Would you be willing to search for it?
I'll find your amulet.
I'll just wait here and make sure nothing foul escapes the catacombs. The blessing of Arche be upon you.
Well, okay, let's first take care of that, because I don't have any interest in doing that at the moment. Now, I bonked the skeletons already. They might respawn. I doubt it. Yeah. And it's just right down here. I think you have to talk to him to get that to spawn. But I don't know. I didn't look on the table either, so... I can't remember if this is somewhat unique or not, or if it's just a regular... Yeah, it's just a regular amulet. I always thought it was interesting that you can just wear an amulet of Talos as the Dragonborn. If you join the Legion, no one ever says anything. They're like, hey, you might want to take that off. Thalmor. No, they firm it. They let you have it. Sorry, I got a cat squirming around on my lap. She don't want to sit still.
I spend so much time among the dead, I sometimes forget how much I miss the company of the living.
Night shift is like that.
Thank Arche! Please, take this gold for your troubles.
Oh, it's 15. I thought it was 5, but thanks, man.
Walk always in the light in these days of darkness.
And I wish that opened up this shrine, but you still have to pay for it. So the only shrines you get are the ones in your house. Which, I mean, I can shout like 9 million times now, so that's cool. Alright, so that leaves the companions, and I think that's about it really in Whiterun, because I've done everything else that I know to do.
You're the best. Can you be my father?
Oh, that's so heartbreaking. Alright. Well, I think next episode Oh, look at that. Nice. Against my better judgment, we're gonna be joining up with the companions. Because I want access to some of those dungeons. Well, I mean, I think you can get through them without the companions,
Let
but
me know if you want anything.
I'm more interested in grabbing a silver
Think I got the clean mug
sword.
around here somewhere.
I'll probably finish the companions quest line at a later
If it's work
date,
you
but
need, sure thing. It's yours for a day.
I'll show you to your room, right this way.
Need anything else? Just let me know.
I mean, to be sure, you can get those dungeons without the companions, and I'll probably stop right before you do the werewolf quest, or I'll get to the point where you go to the Underforge, just because I want a silver sword. Those are cool. And he gives you Skyforge steel, which is steel that does the same damage as Elven. Basically. That's what it boils down to. Oh wow, that's actually pretty decent.
If there's anything else you need.
Let me go ahead and prevent my own stupidity real quick while I'm thinking about it.
I want to see you when you're done working.
I can't. Not
Fair
tonight.
point.
Cooked beef.
I swear my father is starting to suspect something.
That's your imagination running wild.
Leg of
Nobody
goat
knows
roast, rabbit haunch.
Don't talk about my father like that. John. And the answer's still no. Tomorrow? Definitely.
Hot venison stew. Fire salts. Whoa. Alright. You can put some fire salts in there. Yeah, that'll warm you up. Alright, well now I've got some more food. So eat some goat meat. If you cook it right, goat's not bad, but lamb is better. Lamb is by far and away better, but that's my own personal opinion. Alright, let's go chat with the companions.
I ain't done nothing.
Nor did I say you did. How's the carry weight? Whoops, wrong button. Okay, pretty good. Ah, the companions. If you got the Fighters Guild from Walmart, it would be the companions. Neat. Alright, folks. We're gonna call it here. A little bit of a shorter episode today, but next we're gonna be joining the companions and circling through a lot of their quests up until the portion with the werewolves, and then I think I will go ahead and climb the 7,000 steps to High Hrothgar. As always, have a good day. Thanks for stopping by. Like, comment, and subscribe if you liked it, and I will see you all next time. Have a good one.